Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to share 8 foods that will help improve the aches and discomforts that menopause has blessed you with. And 8 foods that you should avoid because they're more than likely making your pain worse. Pain is a very common reality for many women during menopause, and it can actually become debilitating. When estrogen begins to drop, there is less and less around to help control inflammation and regulate fluids in the body. So tissues and joints become drier and less elastic, and everything begins to swell and hurt. You can't avoid menopause, but there are foods that you can add to your diet that will help make your transition a far less painful one. And some foods that will more than likely add to your misery. Let's start with the 8 foods that you should include in your diet every day to lower inflammation and lessen pain. The most logical and important one, of course, is water. Most of us are dry as the Sahara during menopause, and dehydration can exacerbate pain. Keeping well hydrated will help keep the tissues and joints moist and supple and well lubricated. Number 2 is cherries. They contain anthocyanins, which help promote anti-inflammatory processes in the body and help inhibit pain in much the same way as aspirin and other anti-inflammatory medications. Next is ginger and turmeric. Turmeric, also known as curcumin, is an inflammation blocker and is as effective as some anti-inflammatory medications, but without the side effects. Ginger is also very powerful at managing inflammation and pain. Number 4 is dark chocolate. This yummy goodie contains antioxidants that help counteract inflammation. The higher the percentage of cocoa, the higher the anti-inflammatory effect. Look for products that contain at least 70% cocoa, and of course, eat it in moderation because it does contain a lot of saturated fat and sugar. Next, cruciferous veggies such as broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. They are packed with antioxidants that help protect the cells from free radical damage, and they contain a compound that lowers the inflammatory process. Number 6 is green tea, one of my favorites. It is rich in antioxidants that can help protect against cell damage, which can worsen conditions like arthritis. It's also packed with polyphenols that help keep inflammation under control. If you're not a big fan of green tea, black tea has benefits as well. Number 7 is omega-3 foods. These include fatty fish like salmon and tuna, and for those of you ladies that eat plant-based like me, flax seeds and walnuts. They help reduce the inflammatory response throughout the body and will help you feel more like your premenopausal selves. Next, beans and lentils. They're great sources of anthocyanins, those magical flavonoids that reduce inflammation. So they're great sources of protein to add to your diet every day if you suffer from chronic pain. As important as it is to eat anti-inflammatory foods to improve pain, it is equally as vital to avoid those foods that actually lead to inflammation and pain. Here are the top 8 foods that you should avoid if you suffer a lot of pain in menopause. Number 1 is sugar. Sugary foods spike insulin, which starts a cascade of biochemical reactions which lead to the production of inflammation. Next is gluten. Gluten causes an inflammatory response in the body for a large number of women and can affect the joints and cause swelling and pain. Next is dairy. The protein and saturated fats in dairy products trigger inflammation and pain in the joints. So choosing dairy alternatives might be a good idea if you're suffering a lot of joint pain in menopause. Number 4 is processed meats. These contain high levels of nitrites and advanced glycation end products which stimulate inflammation. They're also chock full of a whole lot of other unhealthy ingredients, which just do not make them a very good choice for optimal health in menopause. Number 5 is alcohol. Alcohol can dehydrate the cells and lead to soreness and cramping. And while a small amount of alcohol can reduce inflammation, overconsumption can actually cause an inflammatory response. Number 6, fried foods. They are incredibly high in saturated, trans, and omega-6 fats, all of which are inflammatory fats, and low in the anti-inflammatory omega-3s. A recipe for pain. Number 7, processed foods. These foods are loaded with saturated and trans fats, artificial sweeteners, sugars, chemicals, and preservatives, all of which throw the body out of whack and lead to inflammation and pain. Number 8, soda. A 500 milliliter bottle of pop can contain more than 12 teaspoons of sugar, which, if you remember me mentioning earlier, causes inflammation and pain. It would seem we truly are what we eat, and when it comes to pain and menopause, choosing anti-inflammatory foods has the potential to at least partially counteract low estrogen's effects on pain and inflammation. Have any of you ladies noticed that your diet affects your pain? Let me know in the comments. If you want to see more videos on midlife and menopause, subscribe. I have a channel full of videos that may be of interest to you. Also, as a side note, I have links to my Instagram, my support group, and my merch store in the description of every video, if any of those are of interest to you. Wishing you all health, happiness, and peace of body and mind. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.